Caution. This podcast is designed for mature audiences. We delve into topics surrounding sexuality and intimate relationships in a candid and open manner. Please note that we are not licensed marriage or sex therapists, and the content shared here is intended solely for entertainment and informational purposes. If you are under 18 years old or prefer not to engage in explicit discussions about sex, relationships, or mature language, we advise against proceeding further. However, if you're of legal age and comfortable with such content, feel free to settle in, grab a beverage, and enjoy this episode. Just remember, time flies when you're having fun. Oh, and the stories you are about to hear are true. The names have been changed to protect the guilty.
Welcome to Beyond Monogamy, where every episode is a journey of discovery, liberation, and endless possibility. Join your hosts Roger Johnson and Janet Valentine as they peel back the layers of convention, inviting you into a world where passion knows no boundaries. Beyond Monogamy, a podcast that transcends the traditional norms of relationships to uncover the raw, unfiltered stories about the lifestyle. And now, your hosts, Roger Johnson and Janet Valentine.
So I listen to our recordings, and I hear myself, and I think that's not me. That's not my voice. you don't hear the right voice. Anyway, welcome to Beyond Monogamy. I'm Janet Valentine.
I'm Roger Johnson.
And I'm Barbie Triple E.
Yay! And although you guys don't know it, we have not. We recorded ahead, so we were ahead, and we took a little bit of a break, but you can't tell, so because we're trying to be seamless in this stuff. But we are coming back from the break, so I want to hear what you guys did. What's going on, Roger?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start. It was just nearly a dry spell, and we're doing these recordings and having a great time, and like week after week, I'm bringing like nothing, and man, a floodgate opened. We've been going every weekend. We stayed home this weekend, just like, look, let's just stay home and get something done. I mean, I don't want to take the whole podcast, so keep me time wise. But let's see. The first weekend, and it may have been we weren't like really in the off time yet, but went to a house party. It's one we frequent, but it was just a smaller group that showed up this time, so.
Well, I like smaller groups. Smaller is better as far as I'm concerned, especially if you like the people.
Well, I do. There were enough people I liked there, and then there were enough new people, and I'll tell you. So, and kind of once the playtime started, it's this girl, and she doesn't live far from us, and I can't believe we don't get together with her a little more often. She's unicorn, and we'll call her Gail, but she's a lot of fun, and like Dee was slipping in on it, and so at one point I had Gail just blowing me, and Dee was sitting on my face, and I realized right then that I could probably replace that if I could get something like that every Friday afternoon at the end of the work week. I could replace that with bourbon. I guess definitely. On bad weeks, that means I'd need that like 3 times a week. I don't know how I put that together. But then I also ran into this redhead that I've known in this area for a long time, and we'll call her Cindy. And I've known her for a long time. Every once in a while we kind of bring it together, but I mean, the redhead thing just kind of triggers me. Barbie's been on the receiving end of that.
Oh yeah.
And so we had, it just like, you get with people, and we've dabbled on the the question of, is there such thing as a bad blowjob, and is there bad sex, and it's not that any is bad, but every once in a while it just hits a grand slam home run. And that night Cindy and I did. And then and that night, a smaller group, there was one left on the table. I hope to get that. I hope she's at the party again later this month, and I will bring a story to tell on that. Anyway, the next
Wait,
weekend.
clarify being left on the table. Does that mean you wanted to do her, but you were all out and couldn't do her anymore, or you just ran out of time?
Thank you for having me clarify this. So she's let me just back up. The theme at this house party was naughty schoolgirl. It's always fun.
I
It's
love
not.
those.
It's
Oh,
not.
I know. One
I
of my
know. I
favorites.
know. It's always fun, and I've even got this like short sleeve button up shirt I sometimes wear, and a name tag that says Vice Principal Woodcock, and I carry around a paddle.
Ah,
Oh,
but
that's so fun.
but man, I had a great time at the party, but going into it, coming in the weekend, I just was not firing on all cylinders anyway. And so, but she walks in and she's got these long legs and that ass hanging out of the bottom of that little skirt, and kind of half the night leading into the playtime, I'm just like, oh, and Dee's like, I know you're wanting to tear into that. And she was new, and she was kind of hanging with people she was more familiar with, and that's totally fine. And you know, one of my rules is I don't put any of it on a pedestal anyway. I'm It's gonna take a lot to get me to chase anything down. Because I've been on that. Just got locked in on tunnel vision, and I'm chasing it, chasing it, and chasing it, and it was just okay. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like I walked past the home run chasing this just okay. And so I don't do that. And I tell people not to, but anyway, that's just me. That's how I roll. So at the end of the night, this girl comes up and puts her arm around me, and like at the end of the night, like I'm dressed, kind of hanging out, saying goodbyes, waiting for Dee to kind of get her stuff together, and not in a rush to get out the door, but leaving. And she comes up, puts her arm around me, and I'm just sitting there rubbing her ass, and Dee's like, you need a couple minutes here, and I was just eh. Like I said, I just wasn't on all cylinders, and it got left on the table. I told her to come back to the next one, and I'm gonna run in it.
Anticipation. That's anticipation for the next time. You leave them wanting, always leave them wanting more.
That's
Well,
right.
I hope I left her wanting, and she wasn't just so drunk that she didn't remember. Uh, which is a possible other scenario. Anyway,
I resemble that remark.
the following weekend, the following weekend is where it all really came, and the
Literally.
excitement you hear literally.
I was thinking literally too. Jinx on Barbie.
The excitement you hear in my voice is from this weekend. This was a fire and ice pool party, birthday party. A couple was hosting. I've kind of known them a long time, and it he I get along great with him. We've got kind of a similarity in our past, in the professional setting, and I think
Wait,
the world of him.
I don't know what fire and ice means.
Um, you put on a costume. Keep stopping me if I skip over a detail here, but you what you wear is themed around either fire or ice.
Ooh.
So you could wear a fireman costume. You could wear a shirt with fire on it. You could wear
Scarlet.
red.
Yeah, Scarlet. Yeah, I
Um,
got this. Uh-huh.
and then ice could be all white, all blue flames. Um,
Ooh.
I was trolling Amazon for a oh, this is so dumb. Here's how big a nerd I am. I was trolling Amazon. Remember that stupid movie Year Without Santa? You had the Heatmeister and Snowmeister.
Yes.
And,
Oh, yes.
yeah, and I was looking for that costume and I found it. I forgot to order it, and it was a really good thing because nobody knew what the fucking movie was anyway. Oh, it's so
No, you
lame.
tried.
I'm
They
such a
just know
fucking
you tried.
dork.
I
I'm
gotta
such
tell you, if somebody comes dressed up like that, even if I don't understand what it is they've dressed up with, I know you have at least gotten into the theme. Points for energy.
That's
Okay.
right. I agree.
Right. So, okay, I'm sorry. I took you off track.
no,
Back to fire and ice.
it's no.
Okay.
We've got the
Okay.
details there. Um, so anyway, said host's wife, the other half of the hosts, it was her birthday. In there we go. We checked a box this weekend. I just want you two to know that. I want everybody listening to know that we checked a significant box. She's an OnlyFans girl.
Oh, yay!
Oh,
Fantastic.
yeah.
um, so, but she was second. She went second. Let me back up. So, as the party, because my redheaded friend Cindy was there again,
Ooh.
Ah.
and it was a pool party, and so these are the best pool parties because like nobody goes to trouble to find like a really great swimsuit because you're not fucking wearing it anyway.
Great. Get naked and swim. I love it.
And I had kind of planned on meeting Cindy at this pool party anyway. Kind of, oh, you're gonna be there? Yeah, I'll be there. Cool. Hey, look forward to see you. And so she's so much fun to flirt with and play with, and we were getting into the pool, and she takes off her dress. She didn't have a swimsuit on. Okay, she had granny panties.
Is that a good O or a bad O? Is that a turn off or a turn on? Because I know some guys that's a turn on.
I won't say it's a turn on. It's definitely not a turn on. Definitely not in that category. Here's my message with that is, when you do this long enough, you're going to have a moment where your level of commitment is questioned. I she hasn't answered any of my texts. I probably cracked 5 too many jokes about them. But we still played and had a good time. I don't know why
Okay.
she won't answer my texts.
Well,
We
maybe she wanted you to react differently to the granny panties.
will.
Maybe it was her. Maybe she thought it was, I'm so sexy that these granny panties are gonna take you beyond there, and they didn't.
If she'd
I
have
don't
said that,
know,
I might have went with it, or I might have said, "Give me some scissors and I'll fix
So,
them." Or
clarification: you
Um,
did still do her. You did
I
still
was
do
gonna say
her, right?
that didn't
yes,
slow you down.
no, we got them out of the way,
Okay.
and yeah, we s- we had we were the first ones to play actually,
There
and
you go.
Okay.
and I told her like let's just show everybody how you do this, and like I said, we had a great time. I might have cracked too many jokes. That's happened, but it's probably happened on this podcast. But so had a great time and come back to the pool. Grab some snacks on the way back. Come back to the pool. I'm chilling and hanging out with everybody, and only fans girl comes over, and I mean she's about 5 foot. She might be taller, might be shorter. I'm just gonna call it 5 foot. Just nice snack size.
Close to that midget, close to that, close to that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
what you want
But
to
also
have.
far from it. Also far from it. uh, but no, she's just a little hottie, and starts messing around, and I'm in the pool, and my dick is hard, and she just slides right down on it in the pool, and it's fun. It's fun. It's hot. I'm totally in the moment, but the pool also takes quite a bit out of it.
Yeah.
And
I don't like pool sex. I like outside of the pool sex. I don't like pool sex.
yeah,
It drives me out. I'm
Yeah.
serious, because I just,
Yeah.
as I've gotten older, I don't have enough liquid to compensate for what the chlorine or the salt water, whichever one it is sucking out of me.
Exactly.
common problem. Common problem.
Common.
With that, there was also a lot of lost sensation
Yes.
on the guy's side. They're just the water just, it's a barrier. So I mean, had fun, got stuff started. Like, hey, let's move the bedroom.
There you go.
Yep. We walk in, and she kneels down. She's blowing me for a minute. I didn't lose much of that hard on, but whatever I lost came like right back, and and she bends over the bed, and as I'm trying to work it in, all of a sudden, goosh, all over the floor, and I was like,
From the swimming pool.
that's what I thought. I'm like,
Oh,
no
yeah.
fucking way. And she was like a little embarrassed. I was like, that had to be pool water,
Oh,
but
yeah.
at least it's gone now. She was like, I don't think it was. And yeah, you got to tell. Kind of cleaned it up real quick, and I'm going to tell you it was. Um, it had to be. It had to be.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
You were pushing all kinds of water up there when you were playing in the pool.
It also depends on what you were doing, because there are guys and there are people that know how to do this, and one of them is my husband. He knows this, and he will put his finger in there and he will just rub that G-spot thing, and within a minute I've got that stuff gushing out and I have no control. So even if it is a little bit of pool water, she was trying to hold it in. Whatever you were doing, she let it go. Okay, which is a win, right? Because you're trying to control yourself. It's almost like when you say, well, when somebody farts during the sex and they're like all embarrassed because they farted, and it's like, no, you were trying to hold that in, and whatever I was doing made you not do it. And so guess what? I went, okay, now taking a shit on me, that's not good. Okay, no, I'm out. I'm not. And we went into that on the kinks and stuff. Well, before. But, so whether it was pool water or her water, it doesn't matter. The fact is, whatever you were doing, she had
a good time. Yeah. She was having a good time.
So into the moment. And, I've lost count of the times that I've just laid on a bed and a girl is standing over me and just squatting down on it. This was the first time, however, that there was a mirror on the ceiling.
I love mirror ceilings.
I am just going to say, damn.
It's so, man.
Why is this not a more popular thing?
Well, now you understand why Hugh Hefner had mirror ceilings everywhere. Okay.
I don't know why more people haven't queued off of him, including myself. Yes. I have just never queued off him. Like, oh, I bet that guy knows what the best version of all this is. I should get a mirror on my ceiling. Who would know better than him?
Right, but the problem with that is How do you explain it to your kids?
Yeah.
We just decided that we needed to put a mirror up on the
I
ceiling because
I gotta see what I look like from a distance.
I gotta pull my facial hairs and I can see them better.
Yeah,
It's
far
just
away.
so I can roll over and look at myself and tell myself it's gonna be a great day.
That's right. And people, and damn it, people like me.
You know,
Oh man.
if you go into a house and there is a mirror on the ceiling, you know these people are fun. That's it.
Yeah.
You just know,
I
you
mean,
know they're
there's
fun.
no other purpose. There's no other purpose. There's
Right.
one purpose.
Hence,
Right.
hence the whole OnlyFans girl, of course.
Okay.
Mhm.
Of course.
Yeah. To any other OnlyFans girl that might be listening, one, email me, but two, especially if you have a mirror on your ceiling. And if not, get one in and then email me.
Yeah.
I have a serious question about. I think Cindy. This is the unicorn. You said that she lives kind of near you, and you wanted to do her and all that other stuff. I have a serious question.
Okay. I'll lock it down and be serious. Go ahead.
Okay, so she's near you in the vicinity of you, and you said, "I don't know why we don't see her more." Is this something that Dee would have any worry about or any jealousy about?
That's a good question. And so I actually know the real reason why. But um, she might be occasionally open to me going and playing like on my own, like, hey, you got something in your system, go get it out. I know who you're going to
Right.
see you when you get
Right.
home. I'll be at the door ready to high five you.
We call that a hall pass. We call that a hall pass. Yes.
Right. But I think the real reason why is she has kids at home and so do we. So
Yeah.
The reason I'm asking, so I had a long time ago when I had first started, for all you new listeners, I've been in this for about 20 years and I'm partially retired. About, I don't know, fourth or fifth year in, we were at a couple's home for the weekend. They had a hot tub. I will save this for another episode, but it was one of my first hot tub stories where this guy did something I'd never done before, and it was awesome. But it was very husband and wife who'd been married for a long time, and we went out to their house out in the country, and we went out there for the weekend. We were invited as a couple, and then another couple was invited out there as well. We did not know the other couple, but when we showed up and we were staying for the weekend, it turns out that the one couple that was supposed to be there, her man left, and he broke up with her. And so she attended the group as a single unicorn. And it wasn't the rule of 6, it was 5 then, and the 5th one was this woman. And so there were actually more women than there were men that were there. And during the weekend, she would say stuff during dinner, in between play, afterwards, about how she wishes she could find a man that would take care of her and blah, 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 to the point that the hostess, okay, we'll call the hostess Vicky. Vicky comes to me in the bedroom and says, "We're going to get rid of Donna. She's got to go." And I was like, "Oh, okay," because I'm the person that's like, I am so non-confrontational. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings or anything else like that. And I was just like,
what are we going to take her out? What?
I know. And so she goes, "She has got to leave." And she goes, "I am not going to risk my husband over this woman." And she goes, "I'm not taking the chance." And she goes, "She has made too many comments and she has saddled up to him too often during this time." And I was so comfortable in my relationship with my boyfriend then at the time, who then became my second husband, that I wasn't concerned about losing him, but I didn't realize. And then, so after she said this to me, and then we did more dinner and some other stuff, because it was a weekend, I realized she's right. This woman is gunning for both of our men. And so basically, me and Vicky told that woman to leave. And then we basically had my boyfriend take her into town and drop her off basically at the bus stop. Because it was, there wasn't any trust there. We didn't know this couple. We hadn't, it was the first time that we had all met them. And except she wasn't a couple, it was her by herself. And just the things she was saying was enough to scare us.
That's fascinating.
So,
do you think there's a lot of people that think that way? That like they want to get involved in this kind of thing because they're going to meet a partner?
I don't.
So
it's at first. I usually, the unicorns that I know that have been unicorns for a while, they do not want to have a partner.
Oh no, that's the fun.
Right.
That's the fun.
But this woman was a brand new unicorn. So I'm sorry. Go ahead, Roger.
Yeah.
No, that's a really interesting topic to bring up, because I'll tell you, I have ran into I've ran into that like several times, and I didn't see it coming. I'm just like,
right.
And so it's an interesting topic you bring up. I've ran into that a few times, and I'm just going about doing what I do, being me and having fun, and I didn't see it. And Dee was like, "Hey, we're gonna have to kind of back that one off." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? I'm having fun." And she's like, "No, like this is what's going on. This is, and it's just a little too much." And I see it, and I'm sorry if you don't, but no. And we throw the trump card on the table. Our deal is whether you love it or not. That's it. We can have conversations about it, but the trump card's on the table. And and no, when you pull yourself out of it and look at it, like, yeah, you're right.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Introducing Coconut Slickums, the ultimate personal lubricant that brings a touch of tropical paradise to your most adventurous sex party moments. Made from 100% pure coconut oil, Coconut Slickums offers a silky smooth glide that's as natural as a unicorn breeze practicing the rule of 6 or DP. No more worrying about synthetic ingredients or greasy residues. Just a luscious moisturizing experience that feels as good as it sounds. Perfect for enhancing intimacy or just adding a bit of luxurious fun to your day. So go ahead, indulge in the tropical treat your skin deserves with Coconut Slickums. Because when it's this smooth, it's always a perfect day at the meet and greet. To learn more, visit BeyondMonogamyPodcast.com.
Let's get back to hearing from the guilty.
She's just like you. It's not that you're doing anything wrong. You're just being you. But there's something they're missing at home. You're feeding it, and they're feeding on it. And so it's happened with unicorns and just women in relationships. So, but anyway, you just got to recognize it, back up, and punt.
And this is actually going to bring me into the story that I had the intention of coming into this podcast to talk about. So it's a nice way to jump into this. So Marilyn is a unicorn that I, have been friends with for a long time, and I've never felt threatened by Marilyn. Maybe it's because she has 5 different boyfriends, and she never, it was very obvious. It's always very obvious. She's in it to have fun. She's not there to steal your man. Okay. To the point that, let me fast. So I want to tell the story about where I had to protect Marilyn one time. So, because she has become my friend to the point that you do something bad to her, I'm going to come after you. Okay. So, let's go to, there was a couple that wanted to be invited to our parties. And, we went out to dinner with them for the first time. So our MO is to meet them at a restaurant, and then if they are crummy, then we're not taking them to play with them and we're not dealing with them. So we went and met them at the restaurant. Now, a data point is when we went to have dinner with them at the restaurant, I knew that I was not going to play with them that week. And the reason is because I was broken. That is the term in the lifestyle for the woman is on her period. Okay. And it was not like lurch, I'm lying about it. I was broken. I'm not playing with somebody for the first time when I'm bleeding. Okay. It's just not going to happen. I'm not in the right mindset or whatever.
I can't hardly picture you saying that.
Well,
when there's a play opportunity, I just can't picture you saying that. And
but it would be
you're talking about stranger. Yeah,
it was
that's
stranger.
Totally different. If it's somebody you knew,
it's not like Roger and Dee are coming over and we're going to do it. And I would say to
go right ahead,
you guys. I would say to you guys, look, I'm going to put in something.
It's going to be messy.
Let's play another way. I can make you happy. That's a different thing.
Is what I was. Go ahead.
Right. So, because I'm just saying, I've played during parties with people that I know when I'm what's called broken, and then you just announce it, and then there are some people that's their thing. And again, let's not to kink shame, whatever, that's their thing, and just put the plastic down and let's go.
If it's their thing, it's their thing. But in the infamous words of Ron White, he said, the roller coaster may be closed, but the log ride's always open.
Exactly. Okay, and here's the thing is, I started the mindset with the only way we're playing with them back at the house is if they're so hot that the log ride wants to open. Okay, so we go to dinner with them. They are a little bit younger than us, and it's Theo and we'll call her Olga. Okay, Theo and Olga, and Theo is he's a little younger. We're having dinner, and he starts telling stories about how big his dick is. And he starts telling stories about how he likes to pound women. Okay. Now, when you talk and you say, I'm going to pound that, or I'm going to do that, you say it with a attitude and a giggle and a joy that makes me know that when Roger says, I'm going to pound that, I'm going to pound the crap out of that. That's different than when Theo says, I'm going to pound the crap out of you. Okay. Because that's what he basically was saying, was that his dick was so big and they couldn't wait to rip me up. And then he starts telling stories about how his ex-wife had to go to the emergency room because he had torn her vagina up so much.
Oh.
Right. And so he's saying this during dinner. And I said to him, dude, you've got to market yourself better. And he said, what? And I said, no woman wants to hear you say that you want to rip up her vagina. This is not sexually good for us. Do not want to think about your big dick tearing up my hole further and causing stitches or whatever. Okay. No, I have had 5 children. I do not want to have another big dick in there ripping up my vagina. If you think that is sexually, and I said this to him at dinner, if you think that is sexually appealing, you are not the couple for me. Okay. Right. I don't want to do you.
There's a BDSM club down the road.
Right. And the thing is, Olga's kind of cute. And so I can tell hubby is like, oh, I really kind of want to do them. And I really want them to be invited to the party. And I'm thinking, you're not getting near me. Okay. And so then we take them from dinner. We take them to our home. We have an afterwards drink. And I basically lay down the law and say, I'm broken. This is not happening this evening. And he says, well, I want you just to touch it. Well, I touched it, and you know what? His dick was, I've seen a lot bigger dicks. Okay. And yes, I'm experienced, so I've seen a lot bigger dicks. But anyway, Big Dick Donnie, Big Dick Donnie is whatever. So I'll say that again. Big Dick Donnie is a lot bigger than this guy's dick, and he's white. Okay. So anyway, so I basically tell them it's not happening tonight. And then they get invited. My hubby invites them to the party.
Okay, time out question. Okay, so you touched it. Did you see it? Like he whipped it
No,
out, you touched it.
no, he wanted me to feel it through his clothes, and I could feel it, and it was not Big Dick Donnie size. It was not
What was
Detroit.
it in fact
Detroit
gonna was it in
Dan.
fact gonna tear you up?
I don't know. Maybe
But
it's my whole attitude was like, this ain't happening,
we get the fact
and
that yeah, we're already I know we're at the
right.
fact that he didn't
Well,
sell it and you weren't buying,
I'll get to the
but
sides. I will
uh,
get to the sides. Okay, so fast forward to he gets invited to the party next weekend. Well, the next weekend's party, Marilyn happens to be there as a guest, along with our regular parties. You might have even been there. Okay, Barbie might have even been there. I don't know. Okay, but he was there. Okay,
I
and
was
so
there.
Theo was there, and so I'm on one of my breaks where I'm downstairs in the kitchen getting a drink, whatever, talking to chatting it up with some people. And down the stairs comes Marilyn, and she's in tears. Okay. And so my friend meter goes off.
right.
Who the hell has hurt you?
Yep.
Okay. And so I run over to her and it's like, who did what? Okay, because I'm gonna go and Jew out somebody. And she said, I've never had somebody hurt me like this. And I said, what do you mean? She goes, it was Theo. And I was like, you mean he hurt you like fucking you hurt you? And she goes, no. She goes, he acted like I was so old. He told me, oh, you must really be happy to be at this party. You probably had, when's the last time you had sex? And she goes, he treated me like an old lady. I've never had anybody treat me like an old lady. And this guy hurt my feelings because he just said, when's the last time I had sex? She goes, I told him the last time I had sex was 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And I happen to have sex on a regular basis. She goes, but he just kept talking about what an old lady I was. She goes, I've never felt old at these parties. And so she's bawling. And I spend the rest of that party getting her calmed down. And so I don't go near Theo. Okay. So and Olga must have been good enough that, they were allowed to stay for the party. So about a month later, it's Marilyn's birthday. And so we're throwing her a birthday party. And I was like, okay, because for me, revenge is a dish best served cold. And so I invited baby boy from NC. Okay, we'll call him Clint. Okay, Clint is one of my favorite BBCs. When I say BBCs, big black cocks, because this man is like an Apollo. He is like a chocolate Apollo. He is like 6'3", and he wears diamond studs in his ears because he can. And he is his chest has got it's a 12 pack across.
It is a 12 pack.
It's a 12 pack. Okay. And he is big muscled, and you can tell that he takes care of his body. He's very careful what he eats, what he puts into his mouth, and he is just an Adonis, and he has a very good sized dick. I mean, very good sized.
Apparently, it's bringing you to tears.
Yes. Okay. Like, and the thing is, so I was like, okay, I deliberately invited him. I deliberately invited Theo and Olga, and this was Marilyn's birthday party. So Marilyn comes in, Theo and Olga are upstairs already playing. Theo is on the bed playing. And again, at this point, I've seen his dick. It's not that big of a dick. And so I'm just like, all right, I'm going to get this guy. And so I bring Marilyn upstairs and I go, I have a gift for you. And then I have Clint, baby boy from NC, walk in. Okay. And he's standing there in his shorts and his nice polo shirt, and he smells nice, and like he puts the cologne where it's not going to get licked. So this dude has got it all going on, and he's standing there, and Theo is naked on the bed, and there's 2 or 3 people on the bed. Theo's one of them, Olga's one of them, and a couple other players, and then Marilyn. I bring Marilyn in and said, I want you to meet Clint. And you can just tell Marilyn's eyes are just fawning over Clint. And so Theo gets ready and stands up. And this is when I have my Crocodile Dundee moment. Okay. That's not a knife. This is a knife. Okay. Theo is naked. Right. I basically reach over and undo the shorts of Clint and yank down his pants. And I would normally not do this to him because he's very shy. I would normally not do this to him, but I had to do this to get rid of Theo. Okay. His dick falls out, and it is like twice the size of Theo's dick. And the look on Theo's face was priceless. And the look on Marilyn's face was even better because she knew at that moment exactly what I gave and exactly why I did this. Totally embarrassed this dickhead. Okay.
Yeah.
And the thing is that here, the one thing you got to know about Clint is he's shy. He won't perform in a big room.
Right.
He will take you to the small room and you shut the door. And then he shows you that he knows what to do with his dick. He is not going to rip your vagina up. Okay.
No.
He's going to show you that he knows where to put it, when to put it, that he knows how to get your pussy ready for him. He is the whole package. And he takes Marilyn by the hand because he is smart enough. This is a smart dude. He's smart enough that he recognizes exactly what's going on. And because I had told him, I just need you to do me a favor. And he's like, okay, I'll do whatever you say. So he did this, and he takes her by the hand, and they quietly go to that back bedroom. And within 5 minutes, you can hear the screams of joy of Marilyn. And Theo is speechless.
Yep. I remember that.
There's always a bigger dick. There's always a bigger dick.
And you know what? As we have mentioned about dick size many times, it is not the size. It is not. It's 100% how you use it. It's not how big it is. And I don't know. Since I was probably 22 years old, I haven't really liked being pounded. Maybe when I was younger, maybe. Because, you get in that rhythm. But you get in that rhythm and it's going good. Hey, that's fantastic. But that pound, no, that's in the movies. That is not, for those women are getting paid. That's not something they enjoy.
And there's a guy in the area that I'm in now that when I come out of semi-retirement and go to the parties, he's a guy that he takes that shot, okay, so that his dick gets big and stays big for 4 hours or whatever, and he never comes. And then he just walks around and grabs each woman and pounds her. Pound, to the point that all the women know, oh, you don't want to do it with this guy because he's just going to pound. So all of us that have been at the parties and know this guy's MO, it is not somebody we choose. We do not choose to be pounded, gentlemen. Okay?
No. It's not fun. It's not fun.
I pounding my head so that it's bruised to the backboard of the bed. Okay. No, that's not good.
I just recently heard of this shot, and I don't know a lot about it, and I mean I know what I could Google and find out, but I would and I'll just throw this out, if somebody's listening and you use it and you can talk about your experience and shed some light on it from a personal experience standpoint, please email one of us. And I want to either hear from it privately or possibly just invite you to the show. I want people to hear it. Like I've got questions, and I don't want to derail this conversation. I just want to throw that out. I got questions.
No,
Anyway, go ahead.
I happen to know that men that have had prostate problems will take the shot so that they can get hard. Okay. And each time they do, they sacrifice a little bit each time they do it. But there are some men that will go to the doctor and get diagnosed with ED, or they'll just get the shot, and
It's a thing.
they don't really. It's a thing, but it's like Viagra. It's like Viagra on steroids. But you're not going to come. Okay.
Yeah.
So and the thing is, I know there are some men that we could personally interview that would talk about there are some men that I've done before that do it for medical reasons. That's the only way for them to have sex. Okay. So that you have to keep it refrigerated, and you have to be very intentional about it, and you take it. But this guy has gotten it, and I don't think he's taking it for any other reason than he just likes to walk around with a hard dick all night long and be the one that pounds the hell out of all the women. And they think it means that they are king of the roost, and
I know.
you're not.
Is it a loss of sensation? And he's walking around like, I miss this, and just kind of losing sight of the fact that you may be in your moment and you miss it, but like the other end's getting nothing.
Yeah.
So
there are some people. There are some people that take it, like I said, for medical reasons. If you've had your prostate removed, or if you've had prostate radiation, and one of them has been my husband, they do offer you that shot if you want to, but he has chosen not to do that. Because again, there's other ways to make me happy. Okay. And I don't need to ride that roller coaster all the time. I can come other ways. I can use toys. We can do those other things. I don't have to have entry sometimes. That's it. But if your idea of sex is, I'm going to take this shot, make my dick really hard, and pound the hell out of as many women as I can, in your head, that might be successful. But in ours, as the receiver, it's not.
Not at all. No.
Yeah. So we do put an emphasis on, can this guy get hard? I think we put a lot of pressure on men, because you guys can't hide it. Whether you're excited or not, we can hide it. We can fake it. We can do the Harry Met Sally orgasm type stuff. We can do the, oh God, that's so good. Okay.
Yeah.
Give it to me more. Oh, there. Yeah. We can do the, oh yeah, you've hit that point just right there. And then we can also do the whole, that's a Goldilocks cock. Okay. I don't need it that big. I just need it to hit the right places, and that's just perfect. Right. And we can lie, or we can tell the truth and say, okay, you need to move it over here a little bit to the left or whatever. And then if you get a partner that's willing to do it, I'm saying it's easier for women to hide it at that. You guys are under the pressure of, you can tell if that dick is hard or not. And you can tell if it's gotten excited or not. It's harder to fake it.
Through what I'll refer to it as an athletic event of an evening, it gets harder to keep it hard.
Yeah.
And then with age and different dynamics,
yes.
I use Viagra, and it's just, it's like I said, in an athletic event, like a good active party, it'll give you a competitive edge. But with that, comes the price, and that in some ways it is a little harder to come. In my 30s, it was three shots at a party, three times was pretty easy, and I expected it. And now, and it doesn't mean I didn't enjoy it by any means. It just, there's just a lot more that plays into it.
Right.
And it's kind of got to be I'll say in a deeper connection. I can come that way. If or if we're just really just sharing a moment.
When you're in the zone,
Yeah,
you know it.
Yes, and
You know it. It's
I
like, oh yeah.
I can come that way, but it's just not always easy.
No, it's not. So, I mean, and I don't mean to end this on a downer note at all. I'm just trying to be very honest. I mean, we're having this conversation because, we're a bunch of lifestylers and we know, and we're honest enough with each other and secure enough with each other that you can say, even if I didn't come, doesn't necessarily mean the sex wasn't good.
Right.
Right. I've had really good sex where I haven't come.
Me too.
But it's harder for a guy to say that because we put this thing in our head that this is where success is, and it's hard for you to hide it. So sometimes you take a shot. I'm just saying it is.
Well, here,
pounding me.
Youth is wasted on the young.
Oh yes, If we could go back now and I had that body back then, Lordy, there'd be some.
We'd rule the world. Rule the world.
I hesitate to say this, and I think I can and not fall in the category of Theo, but because there's been a couple of times I've kind of just got to pounding on it, but it's what it is what it is if I'm just, it's built up and it's just right. I've got to drive it over the edge somehow. And in the times I can think of, we were both out of breath. Somebody was squirting all over me, and it was just like, and we're both like, like.
I hesitated in even telling you this story because I knew that some of the words he was saying were exactly some of the words that you say, but it's said in a different context, in a different tone, and with a different belief. When you say it, I know that's you. I know you're saying it with that laugh underneath, that giggle, and that's how you like to say that sex has ended successfully. I pounded that. Okay. And I pounded the hell out of her and ripped her vagina out, so she had to go to the ER. No, that's different than, I pounded that. Because I will get to the point, and Barbie has heard me with this, where you lick on me enough, I will scream for a dick. Okay. Yeah. And at that point, I am screaming for a dick to be put in me and to pound me. Yes. Okay. But
it's rhythmic. It's different when it's rhythmic. If you're both in the flow, the pound can happen, and it happens naturally.
Yeah,
it's organic.
As a stranger for the first time we meet, to tell me that your wife had to go to the emergency room because you ripped up her vagina. What woman do you think is going to want to do you?
I'm just
you're at the wrong party.
BDSM. Terrible jokes just pop onto my head. I'm like, well, did this guy just get out of prison? What the fuck? Yeah. Who does that? Were they in the waiting room thinking like, yeah, I'm the fucking man? I mean,
telling me this story at dinner for the first time as if I was going to enjoy that, and it's just, do you hear the words that are coming out of your mouth? Do you hear what you're really saying?
Oh my God.
It's not good. It's not good. And then, of course, it's now compounded by the fact that he hurt one of my best friend unicorns. Yeah. He hurt her feelings. He did not hurt her physically. He hurt her feelings. And I'm just like, okay, then we got to get you back.
For me, go ahead.
The visual is just so fun to still remember. There are times in my life when something's going wrong and I need to think of something funny. And I think of that kind of Crocodile Dundee dick moment. Okay.
Yeah. If you haven't picked up, just terrible manners, inability to read the room, inability to just understand how the sociology of this thing, and to just act good and just be a good person, that just triggers the shit out of me. And I have been racking my brain trying to remember the faces, and I only hope I was in the room next to where all this was going on, and just just porno in it with Olga.
Right.
Just
Right.
total porno style.
Well,
I only hope.
I think this is a good time for us to end.
Yeah.
And we will continue on another day. So for all of you who've joined us as the flies on the wall, I hope you enjoyed the conversation. If you want to be part of this or would like to send us a question, you can find us at beyondmonogamypodcast.com. And our emails are up there. Sure wish that you would let everybody know that this podcast is out there and hope that we continue to have good conversations. But thanks for joining us today, and hopefully you will come again.
That's it for this episode of Beyond Monogamy. We hope you enjoyed our podcast, and we look forward to having you back again for the next episode of Beyond Monogamy.